Well, to the economic calendar now, and wage growth continues to remain low, with only a small portion of the workforce to experience any significant uptick in their take-home pay this year. According to the Robert Walters Salary Survey for 2018, technology and infrastructure industries will be the two major drivers for jobs growth this year. Well, for more on the report and jobs and wages growth, Andrew Hanson, Managing Director of New South Wales Robert Walters, joins us live from our Sydney CBD studio. Great to have you on board with us today, and thank you so much for joining us, Andrew. Just tell us a bit more. We mentioned those two key sectors there outlined in your survey, technology and infrastructure. Why these sectors in particular? Why are they expected to experience, pretty solid jobs growth this year?
Well, I guess it's about supply and demand, and when you look at the infrastructure investment from the state and federal governments across Australia, that's driving significant growth in jobs, and as such, that's where we're expecting to see the growth. In technology, developing technologies, data science, analytics, UX, UI, developers, all of these areas, it's all about the fact that there's significant growth in jobs, and in many of them we just don't see the people to fill them. So if you look at infrastructure in particular, we've got a significant dearth of people in civil engineering, project management, director type roles, and it's really a battle of the states to try and attract this talent for those particular areas. So that's why we're seeing the biggest growth in those areas.
So we speak about the biggest jobs growth. What about being wages winners as well? Because obviously the weak wages story is something that the economy is battling with at the moment. Are they likely to be the wage winners? Because I know last year specialty technology roles really were the wage winners. Is that expected to continue again this year?
Yes, I think it is, and I think that's going to be a story that's going to continue for some time. So, yeah, I think with regards to wage growth in that particular area, if you look at other areas from the ABS, you're looking at areas like, if you look at healthcare and medical, which is one of the biggest employers across Australia, unfortunately the wage growth hasn't quite been there, but we do see a significant growth in jobs in those areas as well. If you look at the ageing population, and you look at the increasing investment in mental health services, then we expect to see, whilst there's a fair supply of people at the moment, those areas are going to continue growing significantly. But going back to technology and specialist technology, that's where we definitely see wage winners, and in infrastructure as well.
Mm-hmm. So overall, you think that we can be a little bit more optimistic from both an employee and an employer point of view that we'll start to see wage growth improving this year?
I think so, yeah. I think it's what we all want. It's a sentiment that I'd say cautious optimism across the people that we're speaking to out in the market. I'd say cautious optimism in a number of industries that, as a specialist professional recruiter, we're focusing on. So, yeah, I think it's it's from a low base, and I think it is going to take some time to shift. But we are cautiously optimistic about opportunities for both employers and employees over the course of this year.
And is that the largest factor that really retains talent? Is it all about sort of wages and bonuses here? Is that what you see from job seekers that they look for when switching jobs?
Interestingly enough, in a recent survey that we conducted, over 70% of people are saying that it's not just about money. It's a big driver, but it's other factors that people are looking at these days when they're looking to switch jobs. Of course, they want the best salary that they can get, but employers would be well advised to make sure they're focusing on things like cultural fit and cultural factors, on flexibility in the workplace, and this is what people are really focusing on to enjoy their jobs, to be engaged, to enjoy going to work on a daily basis. So money's important, but I would say that cultural fit and flexibility and these types of factors are as important, if not more important, for employers to be getting right to both attract and retain talent.
Now, Andrew, when we look at the banking and financial services industry, of course, we have the Royal Commission that's underway into the broader industry. What kind of demand do you think that's going to bring across the industry? What's your sort of forecasts in terms of jobs growth in that area?
Sure. Well, I mean, that's an area of recruitment that we're particularly strong in, and so since it's been announced, we've been speaking to people on a daily basis about the impact, the jobs that will be created and rolling through. And whilst certainly from a commission bill, there's going to be lots of jobs created very quickly in that, because it's a very short space of time in which they've got to complete it. But I think what we're going to see is within financial services organisations, we're going to be seeing a lot of readiness and build to look at operational risk, to look at government relations. We're going to see lawyers. There's definitely going to be creation of jobs and certainly shifting of talent internally. I think a lot of firms will be looking to use what talent they have within their compliance and risk departments, but in almost building task force and project-based people to be able to both look at their current setups and also to ready themselves for the findings of the Royal Commission that are going to come in a year.
Just finally, I mean, do you see a shift in focus perhaps from employers? I mean, we talk a lot about job seekers and the kind of jobs that they are looking for. What about from employers? Do you get the feeling that they are becoming a bit more risk averse and cost conscious?
Not necessarily, I wouldn't say. I'd say that business confidence is reasonably high at the moment. Industry to industry, obviously it differs. Yes, cost conscious for sure and certain. I mean, post GFC, you look at the way businesses operate now to the way they did before, and there's absolutely no doubt that there's always a focus on cost in businesses. But businesses are also finding that they need the best talent to be able to grow and to win market share. So, you know, we see businesses really looking to come out to market to secure the best talent, and where they need to, they will pay for that talent, which is going back to specialist roles and to wage growth, where people that are in those particular roles will be able to pick up the upside.
All right, fantastic. Andrew Hanson, we'll leave it there. It's been a pleasure having you on. We do appreciate your time on the program today. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thanks for having me.
As Andrew Hanson there from Robert Walters, New South Wales, joining us.